At this point, we have done everything necessary for you to go for your exam 1. Your exam 1 will be open book. It's limited open book, and you have plenty of time, and there's a fixed deadline. So if you download it at the point of time where I publish it on Canvas, you have the entire duration until the due date. And if you download it late, you have a shorter time. Okay? It will be due at the given specified deadline. To start practicing for your first exam, I have published one of my past exams. Your exam 1 will be similar in structure. I have also published the solution of that practice exam, but please don't jump into the solution. First, download the practice past exam and try to answer it yourself. The actual duration you will need to answer will be approximately about 50 minutes. But practically you have more time than that if you download it. These are the instructions. You do not need a proctor for your exams, any of the exams, including exam 1. This is going to be limited open book, which means you can use all the materials posted on Canvas, including the lecture notes and lecture videos during the exam times as well. And also, if you have the textbook, many students of my classes usually don't have a textbook, but there's a specific textbook which is published in the syllabus, and if you need, you can use that one as well if you have that. Okay? And you can use TI-84 or TI-84 CE+ or a similar calculator for all the calculations, as well as MS Excel. And other than those, you're not allowed to use any other resources. Okay? There may be plenty of materials available online. Please don't use them. But of course, on the other hand, unlike a math class, in a stat class, the nature of the questions cannot be solved using whatever the available online materials, usually. But anyways, if you even try that, it is a violation of the honor code. Please do not use any of the unauthorized materials, including, but not limiting to, the online aid. And please don't talk to any tutors to find the answers, or to any other subject experts. And once you download the exam, which means the time that I publish the exam on Canvas, until it is due, that whole duration is considered as the exam active time. During the exam active time, the inter-student communications regarding the exam will be completely prohibited. Please do not talk to any other students who are enrolled in this class regarding the exam during the exam active time. You can discuss the questions in the exams after it is due. And simply speaking, please don't talk to any other persons regarding the exam during the exam active time, okay, regarding any part of the exam. Now the structure of the exam, like I said earlier, will be similar to the posted past exam. You will have multiple choice questions and long questions. There will be 6 multiple choice questions, and there will be 3 long questions, which will be problem number 7 and problem number 8 and problem number 9. Now each long question will also have 5 parts, and the MCQ section is worth 25% of the total points, and each long question is also worth 25%. And we said each long question has 5 parts, which means each part is worth 5 points. So 5 times 5 will be 25. Okay? Now MCQ, each MCQ is worth 5 points, which means, so 5 times 6 is 30, right? That means I'm going to drop 1 incorrectly answered question. And if you answer all the 6 multiple choice questions correctly, I will take 1 question as extra credit. That means from MCQ section, you can go up to 30% out of 25%, which means if you answer all the questions correctly in that exam, you can go up to 105% out of 100. Okay? So that's the MCQ structure. MCQs will be similar to your homework multiple choice questions, which means each MCQ will have 3 choices. You have to select only one correct answer. If you select more than one correct answer, your answer will be considered incorrect even if it includes the correct answer. And if you picked the wrong answer, your answer will be obviously incorrect. Then problem number 7 will be from the normal distribution. This is the most important probability distribution of all time, and therefore you will get one complete question, which is question number 7 from the normal distribution. And then problem 8 will be from any other probability distributions other than the normal distribution. So it may be one of the discrete probability distributions, such as the Poisson distribution, Bernoulli or binomial distribution, discrete distribution or the discrete uniform distribution, and so on. Or it could be one of the distributions from the continuous distributions, such as the chi-square distribution, F distribution, combination of them, or it can be from the uniform distribution, and so on. Okay. Of course, I'm not planning any question from the T distribution. It's a very simple distribution, and we didn't go for details of that. But there may be a possibility of a T distribution question for the MCQ section. Maybe to compare the T distribution with the normal distribution, or to figure out the degrees of freedom, or when the degrees of freedom is given, how to figure out the mean, and so on. All right, regarding problems 7 and 8, what are the things that you have to know? They are both from distributions. First, you have to know how to identify the random variable and how to write down the distribution using the standard notation. So we have discussed those things so many times, so you should be completely comfortable. And then, for any distribution, we have to know how to calculate the mean and the variance. So for every single distribution, there's a unique mean and a unique variance, and I have given you those equations. And also you have to know how to calculate the standard deviation, which is the square root of the variance. And then you have to know how to calculate the probabilities. And we have discussed 4 types of probabilities. One is probability x equals a given value, which is 0 for a continuous random variable, and which is not 0, most likely, for a discrete random variable. Okay? For a discrete random variable, in order to find the probability x equals a given value, such as probability x equals 10, you have to go for distribution PDF. But for continuous random variables, those probabilities, such as probability x equals 10, will be always equal to 0. And we will never use distribution PDF for the continuous random variables. And then you can find the probabilities of the form x is lesser than or equal to a given value. Okay, such as probability x is lesser than or equal to 5. You have to use distribution CDF for that. And you will also have to find the probabilities of the form x is greater than or equal to a given value. And the final form of the probabilities is you have to find the probability that your random variable is between 2 specific values. So those are the probability calculations you need to know. And in addition to those probability calculations, you will also have to know how to find the x value once the probability is given to you. That means the inverse calculation. Probability will be given to you. You will be asked to find the corresponding x value. So those are the things you will need to know from the distributions to answer problem 7 and 8. And then problem 9 will be from regression, scatter plot and regression. So a data set will be given to you. Read carefully and figure out which one should be x and which one should be y. Because if you flip those two, your answers, all the answers of that question will be incorrect. And when you enter the data set into your calculator or to MS Excel, please make sure that the numbers are checked again. okay, see your entries at least 2 times, because if you enter at least one data point incorrectly, all the calculations will go wrong. And I feel really bad when I cannot give points for the students, and I cannot give the points also when all the answers are incorrect. Of course, in this class, we don't show all the simplification steps, and we do all the calculations using the calculator. That's because we have large data sets, and of course, we cannot even add more than 2-3 numbers by hand. So that's the reason we use technology. Of course, we pay more attention for the interpretations of those calculated values. But on the other hand, before interpreting, we have to obtain the correct answers. So obtaining correct answers is a very critical step. Okay? So please make sure that entries are checked again before running any functions. So that's the exam structure, and usually I have high marks for all the exams, not just for the first exam. All right, so if you have any questions, just shoot an email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and good luck for your first exam.